Je vous remercie de votre déclaration. Je donne à présent la parole au représentant de la République de Corée.
Mr. President, I'd like to express appreciation to the Chad presidency for convening today's meeting on the situation in the DPRK. We also thank Mr. Zerin and Mr. Simonovich for their briefings on the human rights situation in the DPRK. It is unfortunate that despite the international community's efforts to address the human rights issues of the DPRK over several years, the situation has continued to worsen, ultimately warranting the Security Council's attention. Earlier this year, the Commission of Inquiry issued its landmark report that raised international awareness on the gravity of the human rights situation in the DPRK. Following the report's release, we at the United Nations have dealt with the issue in the Human Rights Council and in the General Assembly. While the General Assembly has adopted multiple resolutions since 2005 on the human rights situation in the DPRK, this year's resolution was unique in that it contained recommendations on the Council's role in these efforts. Therefore, the Council's decision to place the situation in the DPRK on its agenda is a necessary starting point for further discussion and engagement. Such engagement is crucial as we now understand the human rights violations in the DPRK to be so systematic and widespread that they not only cause mass suffering among North Koreans, but also pose a threat to regional and international peace and security. The Council has taken necessary measures in other cases in the past where human rights violations were committed on a large scale to constitute a threat to peace and security. Likewise, the Council needs to pay due attention to the grave situation in the DPRK. In this regard, we would like to stress the COI's conclusion that many of the violations found in the DPRK amounted to crimes against humanity. It also recommended that the Council play a crucial role in ensuring accountability, including through considering referral of the DPRK situation to the International Criminal Court. In addition, my government takes serious note of the announcement of the US government on December 19th that North Korea carried out the cyber acts on Sony Pictures Entertainment and posed threats to movie theaters, which were also mentioned in Mr. Zeruin's briefing earlier. In this regard, we would like to express deep concern over such acts which seriously undermine the openness and security of cyberspace and escalate international tension. Mr. President, we believe that addressing the North Korean human rights issue is vital, not only in promoting human rights as a universal value, but also in maintaining peace and stability in the Korean Peninsula and in the region. In this context, the Republic of Korea has been working together with the international community to improve the human rights situation in the DPRK and to provide assistance to the North Korean people. We will redouble these efforts in the coming years. We urge the authorities of the DPRK to take steps to improve their human rights situation. As the DPRK previously expressed its willingness to do so, we hope that Pyongyang will begin engaging with the international community through human rights dialogues, including with a special rapporteur on the situation of human rights in the DPRK, and through technical cooperation with the OHCHR. In closing, the Republic of Korea hopes that this Council will continue to play a vital role in ensuring that North Korean people will eventually be able to enjoy their inalienable human rights and fundamental freedoms. Mr. President, speaking at this meeting is probably my last duty in the Security Council. When we first came to the Council 2 years ago, one of the first issues we tackled was the DPRK's missile and nuclear issues. In the Council, my country have dealt with many issues we are not party to, with a view to contributing to the work of the Council. Yet somehow, our term on the Council started and is ending with the North Korean issue. This must be just a coincidence. But I'm saying this with a heavy heart, because for South Koreans, people in North Korea are not just anybody's. Millions of South Koreans still have our family members and relatives living in the North. Even though we never hear from them, even though by now the pain of separation has become a cold fact of life, we know that they are there, just a few hundred kilometers away from where we live. We cannot read what is described in the COI report without it breaking our hearts. We cannot watch video clips from North Korea without flinching at every scene. We cannot listen to stories of North Korean defectors without sharing in their tears, without feeling as if we are there with them experiencing the tragedies. Therefore, Mr. President, as we leave the Council with the debate on the DPRK's human rights, we do it wholeheartedly with an ardent wish for people in North Korea, our innocent sisters and brothers on the street, in the countryside, in the prisoners' camp, who are suffering for no reasons. We only hope that one day in the future, when we look back on what we did today, we will be able to say that we did the right thing for the people of North Korea, for the lives of every man and woman, boy and girl, who has the same human rights as the rest of us. Thank you.
Je remercie le représentant de la République de Corée